I know this is going to come as a huge surprise to you, but I really like to be liked. And I would imagine you do too. Isn't it so easy to get caught up thinking about what other people think about you? In college, I studied psychology, and so I got to learn a lot about different personality types. And as we took different personality tests, I quickly became aware that one of my big weaknesses in life is people pleasing. It's really easy for me to say and do things that I wouldn't otherwise say and do to try to make other people happy. And when I look back on my childhood, when I look back on it growing up, I can see all of the times that I got myself in trouble because I lived differently than I knew I should have to try to make someone happy. And as I've gotten older, I've tried to make it a point to stop and think about what I actually feel, what I actually believe, what are my convictions on this issue or in this moment, because I don't want to change who I am and how I live based on the people around me. In Proverbs 29, verse 25, we read this. It says, "Fear of man will prove to be a snare, but whoever trusts in the Lord is kept safe." Fear of man will prove to be a snare. That's been so true in my life. When I'm afraid of what the people around me think about me, it's a snare. It trips me up. It keeps me from following God. But whoever trusts in the Lord is kept safe. When I look back on my life and think about the moments where I was kept safe by God, it's because I stood strong for what was true. I stood strong for what was right, what was biblical, what was godly. I didn't change who I was or what I thought or what I did based on the people around me. Now, this verse reminds me of something my grandpa used to tell me as I was a kid. He used to say, "Jake, we can only live for an audience of one." And that's what I want you to think about as we wrap up this Devo for today. Are you living for an audience of one, or are you living afraid of the thoughts of people around you? Let me read this verse one last time as you think about living for an audience of one today. "Fear of man will prove to be a snare, but whoever trusts in the Lord is kept safe." I hope these words can be an encouragement and a challenge to you today. Have a great week.